Historic Middletown Road was the route that carried people and goods between Pittsburgh and Middletown, later to become Coraopolis. Originally known as Fort Vance, it became known as the Village of Middletown in the mid-1800s, either because it was situated midway between Pittsburgh and Beaver, Pennsylvania, or as some suggest, after an early settler named Alexander Middleton, who supposedly ran Middleton's Tavern in the area. At any rate, by the time the borough of Coraopolis was incorporated in 1886, Middletown Road was well established. Because there were so many other Middletowns in Pennsylvania, a prominent pastor who knew Greek suggested that the new borough be named Kore, Kore, which means maiden in Greek, with Opolis, which means city, to make it Maiden City. This map shows the first half of our journey back in time. But Middletown Road starts where it splits off from Steuben Street in the Crafton Heights section of Pittsburgh. Until it reaches the stop sign at Berry Street, it's the dividing line between the borough of Ingram and the city of Pittsburgh. And incidentally, if you had continued left and followed Steuben Street to the top of the hill, this red line shows where there's a little piece of the lost history of Pittsburgh. One of 37 defensive Civil War redoubts similar to this one, built in the summer of 1863 to defend the city from Confederate marauders. The marauders never came, but the citizens were ready. Further down Middletown Road at the top of Hodgson Street is an interesting apartment building that was recently remodeled. But 100 years ago, it was known as the Silver Dollar Saloon, with a bar on the first floor and a dance hall on the second floor. With the new renovations, it certainly lost some of its character. Here, the silver cars approaching Ladoga Street. There was a hospital, Haddon Hospital, on the left-hand side there from about 1924 to about 1958. But in 1918, Middletown Road looked like this. This is looking in the other direction from Ladoga. Now, several homes shown here were built at the top of the hill going down to Chartiers City, but they no longer exist. At the bottom of the hill, Middletown Road crosses Chartiers Avenue on its way to Chartiers Creek and McKee's Rocks. The original bridge across Chartiers Creek was a covered bridge called White's Bridge, and you can see it in this picture behind the railroad bridge. When a new steel bridge replaced the covered bridge in 1914, it was replaced by a footbridge that many people remember, but it too was torn down after Hurricane Ivan in 2004. Middletown Road came under some controversy around 1899 and 1900 that went all the way to the Supreme Court when the county applied for funds to repair Middletown Road under the Flynn Good Road Act. But some people wanted to divert the money to Pine Hollow Road to avoid the hill past St. Mary's Cemetery, which they said was hard on the teams of horses pulling wagons descending the hill. They compared it to Sycamore Street in Mount Washington. But Middletown Road went up over that hill past the cemeteries to Clever Road, past the Fairhaven Mine, which is now a fireman's club. You can see the mine in the top left corner of that picture. And it went left at Pine Hollow and Forest Grove before it turned right onto the current Coraopolis Road just past St. Malachy's Church and continued to its terminus namesake town. This map shows the second part of our journey. This is Pine Hollow Road, where it turns into Forest Grove Road. And just past St. Malachy's Catholic Church, Middletown Road turns right just at the end of that picket fence, the far end of that picket fence. This house on the right with the green and white awning still exists, although now it's covered with aluminum siding. The water tower was built in the mid-1950s. Now let's turn around for just a second and head back towards Forest Grove Road. Now let's head back towards Coraopolis again. We're approaching the right-hand turn to David E. Williams Middle School. And this is the other side of the street. Finally, we end at the intersection of Route 51 with Old Fleming Park Road, about a mile and a half from Coraopolis. This view is looking west across Middletown Road from the soon-to-be-built Fleming Park Road. And here in this picture, you can see Middletown Road cutting across the middle of the picture. This part of Middletown Road wasn't improved with concrete until 1931, the same year as the Clever Road improvements. Here's a couple of pictures from a future Time Travel with Tim video that will cover the building of what is now Route 51 to Middletown Road from Fleming Park Bridge. Look for it.